Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next WNEP Sports Spotlight. I'm Sports Director Steve Lloyd here from WNEP, and joining us, the North Pocono head football coach, Greg Dolhon. We're here in the middle of January, Coach. Congratulations once again on an outstanding season with the Trojans, 13-1, District 4 championship, a league title. You're probably touring around and accepting all the awards. What's your winter break here kind of been like with the team and up at the school, and you just dealing with football as we are headed into the off season?
Yeah. First, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here to represent North Pocono High School. Obviously, tremendous, right? Tremendous for our kids. What an honor. What a thrill to play in the league that we play in, and the division we play in, and then to win the district also is a thrill. It's a thrill of a lifetime for our kids and for myself, too. Been coaching a long time, so really excited. I'm excited for our kids. They put hard work in. And they are respectful kids. They're good kids, and they worked hard towards a goal. You know, last year we finished the season with Eastern Conference and beat Hamburg, and it wasn't enough. You could see when we were putting those medals around for Eastern Conference, right? It doesn't mean as much. And they said, Coach, what's going to be like if we win the district? I said, well, let's work hard and let's see. And they did. So thrilled. Everything they're getting right now is because of hard work. So we couldn't be more proud of them. And as far as what we're doing now in the winter, we're in a weight room. We got back in. We lost third week of November, and we came in December 1st. Our kids know the little precedent has been set. Like, that was fun. Winning is fun, right? You win some games, and it's really fun. So we're back in the weight room, really working hard. We have weightlifting coach Carl does a great job for us. Kyle Koska does a great job for us. Our coaches are coming by. We're going to lift, and then in May we're going to get back on the field, and then we'll get back on the field in June and July. So it's the same thing. It's that Groundhog Day as a football coach, but it's wonderful. Going to the weight room, kids are working hard, and we're working towards a goal together, and we couldn't be more excited to try to repeat, to try to defend, to try to do what we did last year. It won't be easy. It's probably even harder. So we're excited for that.
Right now, it's not a complete goodbye. Kids roll into the winter sports and then obviously spring, and then you have graduation. So for some of your other kids, you probably get a chance to see them on the wrestling mat, playing some basketball, doing some other things. Like you said, you're back in the weight room. Yeah. What have those experiences been like to see the kids kind of move on after football ends? Yeah,
I have a lot of kids in class, right? I'm very fortunate to teach at North Pocono, so I have all these kids in my class. And I'm so grateful to those seniors that they led the way for all of us. They took us on a wonderful ride. So I see them on the basketball court mostly, and I see them in the classroom. I've got to get to something with wrestling and do other sports, but go to the basketball games. In fact, I go there tonight, maybe catch us against West Scranton at Scranton after here. So just to see those kids and see them every day. I have them all almost in all my classes. So just to see them every day, we have a great relationship, and I'm very grateful to have them in my class, to have them on the field with us. It's really been my honor.
What's it been like for them and for you personally and your coaching staff in the school to receive some of these awards? Not just us, but there's so many other entities that cover high school football that award these kids for not only their play on the field, but their community service and everything that they do off the field.
Yeah, good kids. We have humble kids. I'm so proud of that. I think, and I've said this a lot of times, in the world where everybody wants to beat their chest and tell everybody great they are, these kids have just humbly went about a job. And they knew that they were doing something for something bigger than themselves. And isn't that the greatest thing in the world, when you're fighting for something bigger than yourself? They knew they were fighting for something a little bit more. They were fighting for the North Pocono community. And they carried that throughout their schooling. They carried that in the football field. We won with class. We were humble with class, on the football field after wins. And we were grateful. And to see these kids do that every single day and perform and get league MVPs and get, honorable mention stuff and get everything that they get in all state, and then obviously with the dream team here and all region, they've humbly took those awards and said, it's for us, it's for it's for North Pocono, it's for our community. That means a lot to me.
So we have to mention the three kids that were on our Super 16 Dream Team. First, the overall player of the year was your wide receiver, D-back / quarterback, the Wildcat, Cole West. Then you had your offensive and defensive lineman, Cole Zimmerman. His brother is back, Chase. And then you also had Evan Wolf, who was kind of a slash tight end, a linebacker, made a lot of plays defensively. I think he had about 113 tackles. So just specifically for those three kids to be on the Super 16 Dream Team. And honestly, they couldn't get it done without the rest of the kids and the support from the team. But, we honored those three kids, and it was nice to, have them down at the airport.
Yeah, and again, I'm so grateful for that. I as you saw when they spoke team, they spoke community. But, you look at each kid. Obviously, Cole West is a game breaker. He's playmaker, offense, defense, everything. You saw his stats with running.
And he's only a junior.
He's only a junior. Thank you. That's good. It's good to remind me about that, right? Make you look like a better coach again, right? So I think he's just the kind of kid that you hope to have. A wonderful kid, wonderful family, gentleman, very humble. Every time in the paper, we and us, and I couldn't do it without. That's so important. To me, it's so important. I think that's what makes him who he is. The rushing, the receiving, the punt returns, the kick returns, the interceptions. But the biggest part about him was key moments. We needed that interception in the Valley View game. We ended up winning 42-10. But that was a big point of the game, pickoff. Abington went right down the field, interception. You know what I mean? Timely plays all the time. Obviously, the throw against Prep, the big run against DV. Obviously, a run of a lifetime in the state playoff game against Shanahan. Cole came up big in big moments. That's what great players do all the time, right? A lot of guys are great and they make plays throughout a game. When does the moment hit where the play has to be made? Number 11's pretty good at that. He gives us a chance in every game. It's got to be our job to get him the ball offensively all the time and put him in spots to make plays. Like you said the other day, and I didn't realize it, punt return, kick return. We gave him a chance, and we told the other team, he's got to touch the ball. You better stop him. So he's got to get better. He's got to get faster, stronger, and he will. But he's that type of player. Cole Zimmerman, offensive line, stabilized our left side.
Senior for you.
Senior.
3-year starter.
3-year starter, left tackle. Center his sophomore year. Guard and tackle his junior year. Tackle his senior year.
Moved him out.
Yeah. We kept on moving him out, right? Great football player. Got better and better as the years went on, and he stabilized our offensive line. We had the big man at the right tackle, and then we've got great kids inside, and he stabilized left tackle, then great defensive force, great energy. Chase plays down. And he wanted to win so badly. That's all he talked about in the offseason. Didn't care about anything else. We got to win. And I think that's what led us from a standpoint of our seniors wanted to win so badly. Cole was the epitome of that. And then Evan is sudden. Evan is fast on defense. You know, he's there. He's away from you 7 yards. Bang, now he hits you. Great force defensively for us. All over the place. Teams ran against him, ran away from him, didn't want to go against him. Sacks, chase plays down, fumble recoveries. Evan was a force. He was our leader on defense. He was our temperament on our football team. When Evan was going well defensively, we were rough to handle. Great football player. I think he has a bright future in college, even better than he was in high school. So you can't say enough about his suddenness. The coaches say that his length and his suddenness is going to really make him very valuable at the college level. And then
talk about how special it was for him to be able to play for his dad, Randy. Him coming down, running the defense for you, being the former Western Wayne head football coach. That bond between father and son and involves football and doing how special of a thing they were able to do.
Yeah, very special, right? And Randy, obviously a North Pocono alum, great football coach, did an outstanding job with the Western Wayne football program. My honor to have him, coach with us and coach our defense. He brings a great, tough mental temperament to our football team. Something that he's better than me at, to be honest with you. He's good at that. He gets on kids in that way defensively and brings that temperament. And what a thing he has added to our coaching staff. I'm very grateful that his son came as a freshman. Randy was still at Western Wayne. And then he came to us Evans last 3 years. To have a father and son together, to have a father and son coach and then play at the same school and alma mater, and then Randy was on that great 91 team. Now Evan's on the great 2025 team, right? What a great household to talk about North Pocono football. So that's a great thing when you can see a father and son together. Their mother has become good friends with my wife and the daughter. So Mariah, so it's really, really, really been nice. And it's a homecoming for Randy, and then his son is on the team. You couldn't ask for more. I'm very grateful for him to be in the program.
All right, well, we're just getting started with head coach Greg Dolhon here of North Pocono. When we come back, we'll go through some of the highlight moments from the season of the Trojans next on the Sports Spotlight. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the WNEP Sports Spotlight here on Plus. I'm Sports Director Steve Lloyd here, joined once again by head coach Greg Dolhon. Greg, let's run through the schedule. We weren't at all the games, but video from some of the games and just your kind of quick recollection of what you remember from some of these games. So we're going to start in week 2. You come off a win over Nanticoke and you got to go down to Pittston. Obviously, at that time, you probably knew how good Pittston was with Coach Russick. Maybe the rest of us didn't. They went on to have an outstanding season, but a tough game, 34-21. What did you learn about your team in that tough game down there in Yatesville on Friday night in week 2?
We knew how good they were going to be. We knew that seniors that they had back. I knew when we played them the year before, I said, boy, that's going to be a tussle next year, because I thought we were going to be pretty good. I said, that's going to be a great game for us to test our mettle. And it did. They're a good football team. They proved it as the year went on. Paul did a good job, and he'll do a great job at Pittston. In that game, I want to say perseverance, because we lost Joe Brisky, our tailback, in that game after 2 plays. And then his backup came in, Josiah Gray, and he hurt his ankle, and we lost him. So we lost our 2 tailbacks. And then we were using a fullback at tailback, using another kid who's going to be a great kid for us this year, Jaden Taylor. But during the week, I don't know, something hit us and hit me. We got to get Cole back there at tailback and keep on getting him some carries. We had it ready for Nanaco. We didn't need it.
Yeah.
But during that game, it sort of tested our mettle and our perseverance and what kind of team we're going to be. And then I think it showed what we had in Cole West, because if you watch that game, you saw his explosiveness, and we knew we had to use him a little bit more. And our defense came up big in big spots.
So week 3 you beat Valley West. Then week 4, a big win over Wallenpaupack, who again, maybe an underrated team, a real physical team, a quick team, 38-13. What do you remember about that week 4 win over the Buckhorns?
First, the Buckhorn, I'm going to tell you, he's doing a great job. Matt Naraki, North Pocono grad, teacher up there, coach up there. He'll have that program great for a long time. I really believe in Matt and what he's doing. They run power football. They're physical. They always have big players, and they always have good athletes, right? That was a tough football game. That game was changed on a punt. A great punt by our punter, Henry Roof, who was a great punter in the area. I think the best punter in the area. He pinned the ball inside their 5. We got to stop. We scored. We kicked off. We got to stop. We scored. Like, that sort of set that game up. They're physical. Their quarterback is back. Their running back is back. They're going to be tough to handle next year. That was another game that showed our toughness. 10-7 at half. Not a great lead. Nothing. We were, probably a team that should win that game. But a great punt. Great defense, opportunistic. We sort of played, position ball, where we put the ball down in there, pinned them down, and we played complementary football. So that was a good win for us.
So then we go to week 5, the game at the Pit, a Saturday game, 24-10 over the Comets and Nick Bradley, and then a great post-game celebration. But again, Cole West, big run to the outside, INT, and defense kind of held down in the red zone. I don't know how many times Abington got down there, but you guys put up a wall when he got inside the 20.
Tons of thoughts about that game. Number one, playing at the Pit is an honor, right? Joe Repchis is a great guy, one of the best coaches in our area. Love him. Playing there on a Saturday afternoon, so much fun, and we've been fortunate to play really well there recently. That game was a game that was somewhat of a coming out party. I think that's why I had that somewhat of emotional speech, which I didn't know you were taping, that you put on Newswatch 16, the whole thing. I thought maybe a little clip of that, not the whole thing. So a little embarrassed by that. But I thought that was a coming out party, because you're going against a Division I quarterback. Obviously, Joe Repchis is a coach, and his coaching staff are wonderful. So we had to sort of play bend but don't break, right? We were the old Penn State teams in the 80s, right? Like, they're going to get some yardage. They're going to go up and down the field a little bit. Make the big play when it matters. Once again, early on, Cole West makes a play. Later, Evan makes a big sack. Then we get a sack from our young defensive end, Matt Lavrant, who's going to be a great player for us. We made big plays in there, and then we ran the ball, and we stopped the run. I think we ran for like 270. They ran for 26. We shut down their running game. We made it one-dimensional, and then we ran the ball at them. So very proud. Anytime you could win at Abington, I think it proves that you could be a good football team.
And a beautiful day for high school football, and the atmosphere, packed house, and the stands, especially the visiting side, right on top of the field. So I felt like your fans and your band really played a factor in the game emotionally.
Emotionally, both bands, you could hear both bands, right? Our band was very loud. Our community was very loud, and it was a great atmosphere, and you could feel it, right? Isn't it great when you could feel high school football like that? I tell you, going there is an honor. I hope in the new cycle, it'd be a tough game to win, but I hope we go back this year, because it will be good for our kids to feel that intensity.
So the next week was Dallas, and you said, if you don't get a win over Dallas, really the win over Abington Heights really doesn't mean anything. So you wanted your kids to kind of focus in. You didn't know you were going to play them in the district final, but a game at home, and you come out with another victory, 35-14 over Coach Manello's team.
Yeah. Again, I will start with the coaches, right? I have so much respect, Coach Manello, and what he does, and we patted ourselves a little bit after them. When I saw them make those 2 state title runs, I felt good about what our program was doing, because they run the ball off tackle and they play tough defense. And he's a heck of a coach and a heck of a guy. I mean, if you made a movie on coaches in our area, he should star in the movie. He's the best. So we knew that would be a tough physical game. They had young kids. We had some older kids. And we felt that if we could win a game like that and be physical and run at them, brought our black uniforms out, went back to the 1990s North Pocono uniforms, with black on black. We made a multitude of mistakes. Late in the game, the score got a little bit higher than we wanted. So we knew that game was big to us. And to come out and be physical, we were dominating physical in that game. Really proud of to do that to a great program.
And then week 7, Coach Wasilchak and Valley View Cougars, 42-10 over Valley View. Maybe the score not indicative of how physical and close that game was.
Absolutely. Again, Scott and Jeff, two guys I so much admire at Valley View, do such a great job. It was 14. I'm forgetting the score, but I know the interception made it 14-7. Maybe it was 7-7 late in the game.
Yeah,
I think, or late in the half. And we had an interception to cut it, and then they kicked off to Cole West. Big mistake, right? So then we got a two touchdown lead really early in the third quarter. But that game was way more physical and better game than what the score showed. It was a tighter game. They did a great job and softened our run a little bit, but we played good defense and then opportunistically made great defensive plays when we needed them. And
then you go to week 9. You play Delaware Valley, Coach Olsemer. Overtime victory, 28-21, a nail-biter with the Warriors.
Yeah. Again, Keith, great coach, great friend of mine, and the great program. And to win that game.
Another North Pocono grad.
I'll tell you, the league is littered with North Pocono football players coaching, right?
Yeah.
That's a great testament to obviously Coach Donato, who's a great coach and a great mentor for all those players, and a man that I admire so much in following him when I was younger. Great game, overtime game. It's just great plays, and we run the ball, and we're sort of the same team because Randy coached there and it's the same defense. So they're playing that under, playing the 3-4. We're playing the same thing. They're running power. We're running power, and it's going to be who's going to be the team at the end that stands. We got fortunate. They're offsides in the overtime, and then we got 5 yards and a pretty good feel we're going to score there at 5 yards. And then they run pitched late in the game, and our quarterback, little man, number 12, Zimmerman, I'm so happy he's back. Made a play that I knew we'd make. As soon as the ball was pitched, I saw him. I knew it was going to happen. So to win the league outright, we won the league outright in that game. In our league, in our division, we were really, really happy.
Yeah, people were wondering after being 9-0 and wrapping that up, how much incentive against Prep down at Dunmore at Hens's Veterans Memorial Stadium there at that Valley View. But going down to Dunmore where Jack coached, playing Prep 24-21. You run that wrinkle play there at the end where the quarterback catches it and Cole throws it. Another great football game with the Cavaliers.
So many memories there, right? I coached there for my father-in-law, Coach Hens's, for 11 years and won so many great games. They were part of so many great games. And to be able to play against Prep, who is another such a well-coached football team. I mean, first thing you see when you pop on the film is how well-coached they are. And to win a game like that, knowing really the game meant nothing to us. We were the number 1 seed. We already won the league. We already had it wrapped up. We didn't want to use Cole a lot. We wanted to save his body a little bit for the playoffs. So we sort of held him back until the second half. And then that fourth quarter, we made some plays to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you really saw how good Prep was when they got into the district playoffs. And I think they knocked off 3 or 4 of our teams on our Super 16 countdown. So Will McPartland and Coach Gallagher really had it going. That was a nice win for you guys.
That was a great win. And the last play, we had a 4th and 7. And again, I tell everybody, I don't take credit for things I don't do. They looked at me, number 12 and number 11, Weston Zimmerman, and said, Coach, we practiced it. And you said we could use it. And I'm like, you know what? It's the time to use it. We gave the ball to Cole. And then, we were very fortunate that, Chase was open, on the sideline there and to catch the winning touchdown against Prep. And obviously, they've taken our lunch money and beaten us up pretty good all these years. And to get that win, to go 10-0 in our league was really exciting for us. Those 2 kids made it happen. They called the play. I didn't.
So undefeated in the regular season, you head to the district playoffs. Now it's, you win and move on, you lose, you go home. So you get Crestwood at home, 42-21. Kind of maybe some inclement weather. I'm not sure how bad it was for that game, and then obviously Dallas in the championship game. But what do you remember about facing Crestwood?
Yeah, you know what? That game is they ran the ball at us, and we were disappointed. We didn't stop the run as much as we thought we could in that game. We thought we'd be able to move the ball pretty well. They're a young team, a great quarterback. And their coach Ryan, was a great guy, Coach Ryan Arcangeli, and he felt a little ill in that game. That's one of my biggest memories of that game, and thank God he's doing well and healthy. But they ran the ball us too much. We were disappointed in that. We thought we could score. We were an older football team, and we weren't going to let that game get away from us. But a little disappointed in how we stopped the run. But we still showed great explosiveness offensively.
And then you play for a district title. Really kind of took it to Dallas the second time around, 38-6, and kind of put that game in the books there at halftime.
Yeah, we did. We took the first drive right down, and they were in the right fronts. They were doing the right things. You knew they would.
I believe it was very windy that night.
Very windy. Yeah, very windy. Yeah, the Crestwood game too. You get up at top at Moscow in November, you're going to get some wind. So we had to run the ball. We knew that. And then we had to get Cole the ball. So the same thing sort of played out during the regular season. We were physically dominant, but we were older. We should have been. They're a young team. They're going to be really good this year. So they're going to be a team to watch in District 2 Quad A. But we dominated the game, to be honest with you, like we should have. We had some older kids and we had some better kids. I was so proud that we went into the playoffs after going 10-0. And it wasn't enough. Like when we won the prep game, the kids were thrilled, but they kept on saying it's not enough. Like we didn't come here to go 10-0 and win the league. We want the district. And they wanted those 2 games. So to win the game, I don't know what the score is, 38-6. And what was the Crestwood score?
42-21.
So, you talk about 80-27, a couple of late scores maybe.
Yeah.
To do that and say, oh, you know what, we're the league champs and we want more. I was really impressed by the kids. They practiced well and they were prepared.
And then you go into the first round of states in 4A, a tough 40-36 win over Bishop Shanahan. Yeah. Then in the state quarters, you lose to Cardinal O'Hara 28-6. Finished 13-1. O'Hara would then lose to Southern Lehigh, and Southern Lehigh would beat Twin Valley to win the 4A title. And Shamokin and you, both lost on the same night. Some quality football there in the state in 4A.
Absolutely, great football teams. Shamokin's our scrimmage this year, which is pretty cool. The Shanahan game. I'll just remember that by, again, a bunch of kids that went on the road and maybe people didn't think we could win at a Catholic League school down near Philadelphia. And our kids said, let's go. And after the first drive, we knew we'd be able to run the ball. A little nervous about their quarterback and wideout. Explosive kids. And they're home. So that's a little bit of an advantage. But what a great game it ended up being. Plays back and forth. And then, again, Cole West had the run of a lifetime, a run that will never be forgotten at North Pocono, and carried kids from the 20-yard line in. Evan Wolf played hurt in that game. Could barely move with his ankle and kept on playing on offense for us. What a wonderful test to what he is as a senior and a leader to say, Coach, I could play on offense, can't play on defense. I could play on offense. He stayed in the game and blocked for us. So that's who we were as a team, and we persevered. And we ran the ball in, with a couple minutes to go, and then we got late sack there by another senior, Seamus McGuire, who did a great job. So great victory, first state victory for North Pocono in our history. We probably have that ball, and my brother-in-law, Dr. Henzis, got it for me, and we put it in the case, and the kids go by it, and they'll always have a great memory of that, of what we accomplished. To win the first 13 games of the year, it's difficult, especially with our schedule. So we're really proud of that. And then we beat a team that was better than us. They beat us. They did to us what everybody else, that we did to everybody else throughout the year. They stopped the run, and they ran the ball, and we really had no answers physically against them. You got to give them credit, and they were close to being the state title team. We're going there the following week. They play a great game and lose a little bit late to the state champion. I was at that game, talking about windy and cold. Great football game. That shows us what's out there in the state, shows us what you have to do and compete against. But so proud of our effort in both of the state games. Hopefully that's something we can get back to soon. We don't know. Nothing's promised.
All right, more with North Pocono head football coach Greg Dolhon when we come back here on the Sports Spotlight. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the WNEP Sports Spotlight. I'm Sports Director Steve Lloyd. Joining us, head football coach at North Pocono, Greg Dolhon. So we kind of got the high school stuff out of the way. Let's turn to the NFL. It's been a busy week in the NFL. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers head football coach of 19 seasons, he stepped down Tuesday afternoon, announcing to the team that he's had his fill. What a great run for Coach Tomlin, and now the Steelers looking for a new head coach.
Yeah, it's surprising that he stepped down, right? I don't think the Roonies would have fired him. You don't know what happened or what was going on internally. But what a great football coach, right? Let's not lose sight of that. I know at the end here with the playoff games and things didn't go their way. And again, a coach has to be accountable. There's no doubt. But Chuck Dole, 23 years, Tomlin goes 19, Cowher goes 15. The 3 Hall of Fame football coaches right in a row for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a big Steeler fan. So I think you got to thank him for the years that he gave us. Obviously a little bit better early on than it was later, but they're still in the playoffs. And what they say, 19 years, 13 playoffs. He has Super Bowl, lost in a Super Bowl, never had a losing season. That's a lot to be said for a football coach in the NFL. Sometimes it runs its course. Maybe Mike Tomlin thought that. Maybe he thought. I don't know. I would not think that the Steelers and the Roonies would fire him. He decided to leave.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great loss. You don't know where you're going to hire. The Rooneys have had 3 coaches since 1969 in 57 years. Now they got to find another coach. Are they going to hire the 4th Hall of Fame coach in a row? Because they have 3. He's going to go into Hall of Fame. He's going to get a yellow jacket someday. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. But the shelf life now with people, the microwave world that we live in, if things aren't going great, got to go on to the next guy. Hopefully that next guy brings wins. I go to the Steelers game every year, and I just love going. Me and my wife, Melissa, love going to Steelers games. So hopefully we'll get back there next year and see what's going on.
And obviously the Steel City, Pittsburgh hosting the NFL draft in April.
Yeah.
So where are they going to be with a quarterback? Do you expect Rodgers to kind of call it a career and move on, and they're going to need a QB, or is he coming back?
I would think this signals the end for Aaron Rodgers. I think he's probably going to retire anyway. Maybe he'll put himself out there like what happened in Indianapolis with Rivers this year. Late in the year, maybe someone would take a ride with him, but he's gone out of Pittsburgh now. I think the renewal in Pittsburgh will be great. Sort of symbolic now that draft is coming there. The Steelers have an awful lot of picks coming up, so maybe they could get through this draft and pick their next quarterback. They also have the quarterback from Ohio State, Will Howard from last year. They still have Rudolph on the roster. Maybe pick another young quarterback. Probably this year is going to be pretty rough because I think they got to get rid of some high-paid veterans. And then get themselves a young quarterback. But with the draft coming there, and you know how it is, they're going to make so much money there, and it's going to be so much spirit and the new coach, and everybody's going to have hope, of what the new coach is going to bring. It's going to be exciting to see what the spring will bring. But I'm going to keep on saying it because obviously being a coach myself, let's not forget what Mike Tomlin gave you. He's a class act. Never a story of anything wrong with him. Never a problem. Players will die for him. Sometimes it didn't go his way at the end. There's no doubt about that, and coaches have to be held. But they're losing a great football coach. But hopefully this new one is a lot like Mike Tomlin in a lot of ways.
So, Greg, we slide across the state, head down to the city of brotherly love, and the Eagles. Tough playoff loss to Coach Shanahan and the 49ers. Boy, great job running that offense against that Eagles defense and Vic Fangio.
Yeah.
But the Eagles getting rid of their offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, on Tuesday. Head coach Nick Sirianni making that call. Now looking for an OC and just kind of resurrect things first. Coach Fangio running that defense. Great job from him once again.
Obviously, with my ties to Dunmore and how much he used to call and give Coach Hendis things and speak. And obviously, a great guy and a great coach, a Hall of Fame assistant in his right? Done such a great job. And last year, he got there and helped them win a Super Bowl along with Saquon. So I think that game in itself, I think some head had a role. You know how that happens in sports now. The offense was erratic, and the head coach is going to keep his job, and maybe he's talked to people in Eagles brass and said, well, someone's got to go. And Patullo was the guy calling the plays. I think sometimes, Steve, we forget to look at players, though. Do you know what I mean? The wide receiver got to catch some footballs, too.
Yeah.
Right? And I know, again, obviously a great football player, but a lot of talking about what we don't do and do. Well, catch the ball. That will help, too. An offensive line up front, they were sort of beat up, right? They lost a lot of people. They lost a Hall of Famer, didn't play in that game. So there was a lot of things going on. But when things don't go well, you can't blame 53 players and get rid of them. It's easier to get rid of one, either the head coach or offensive coordinator. So you look to the coaches and you replace them. You know what I mean? So that we'll see what they do. Still have an awful lot of talent. They still have the best running back. Quarterback's is a tough dude and just a great leader. And then Victor will have the defense ready. But give San Francisco credit. When they needed to drive and go down the field and score, that offensive play call Shanahan for San Francisco's elite. Yeah. And he calls great plays. How many people they have injured? And they overcame and won a football game with a lot of injuries. So, you know what? Both teams are still a little in flux. But let's not forget, the Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls since 2017. So the fan base should be pretty happy, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on there? They'll be back next year. They'll be right in the middle of the NFC.
So as of Tuesday afternoon, January 13th, 2026, I believe there's 9 NFL openings, and that also includes the New York Giants looking for a new head coach.
Listen, to me, it should be one man. It should be Harbaugh. I mean, the guy from Baltimore, John Harbaugh, is a great football coach. We met him a little while ago with Coach Hendis. When Victor Fangio was there, they brought us down to a summer practice. And what a nice man. He was talking to me and Coach Mills, who helps us a little bit in North Pocono, who's at Dunmore, fantastic line coach. And he was talking to us like he always knew us. He has that personality that I think he's going to relate to men. The Giants they have people, right? They got the quarterback in Jackson Dart. They got the great wideout in Neighbors. They got the defensive line. They have a fan base in a city that's dying for a winner in New York. If I'm him, I have a sneaky feeling that's going to be a done deal soon. Harbaugh to New York, and they're going to be a player in the NFC immediately because they got a lot of pieces, and I think a guy like him that goes there, that gives them stability. They haven't had stability. If you give the Giants stability with that talent, Again, the Eagles and the Giants in that division, and then the Commanders with their quarterback in the division, and then the Cowboys. It's a heck of a division. You get Harbaugh in there. I think that's a done deal. Now, people are saying Tomlin there. I don't think Tomlin goes back into coaching right now.
Yeah, he might take some time off.
I just got that feeling. But
Yeah,
who knows? What
right.
do we know? I don't
Yeah.
know. But who knows?
And it seems more than ever there's such a tie-in with college coaches and the NFL now. Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head football coach, he's been talked about taking many positions. Is he staying with the Irish, do you think, or is he going to flip and go to the NFL?
Just put in a text with all my friends and buddies and stuff with Steelers fans. I think it should be the Steelers' first reach out. I don't think it's – I mean, I think they should reach out to him, give him a long contract, give him a lot of money. He seems like he's a leader of men. When you see him coach and the way he talks, played in the professional game, played at Notre Dame, or played at Ohio State, right? Now coaching at Notre Dame. He seems like a leader of men. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, my first phone call is him. I see if he's interested. Will he be interested? I don't know. But I think that should be the first call. He's a guy that should be desired because every time you hear him speak, he seems like a guy that people will respect and people will follow. As a gigantic Steeler fan, I hope that he goes to Pittsburgh, and if it hurts Notre Dame, that's a pretty good thing too.
How about Cignetti, Kurt Cignetti at Indiana?
Yeah.
Does he jump out of the Big Ten and the Hoosiers and what he's built there the last 2 seasons, or does he stay?
I think age. Again, nothing. Again, I think he's in his 60s or mid to late 60s.
So you think he stays?
I think he stays.
Okay.
I think he stays, and I think watch out. How about them? They're 8.5-point favorite against Miami with all that talent.
Okay, I had them double digit, so they didn't leapfrog that far ahead yet, huh?
Yeah.
Because Miami's secondary was a little banged up.
Yeah, and then that quarterback is. I mean, that's easy. Raiders are going to draft the quarterback number 1 from Indiana. That's 8.5. 8.5, and Miami has like 6 guys or somewhere around there in the front defense that can play in the pros.
Yeah.
And you're an 8.5-point favorite, and it's a home game for Miami, right? Going back to the days worth, they had bowl games to win championships in the Orange Bowl. They have another one. They're back at home again.
Yeah.
But to be an 8.5-point favorite, you'd have to think Indiana wins that game. That's not a knock on Miami. He's great. He's doing a great job there, and they're greatly talented. But Indiana has it. I'd like to think I was telling someone. You sort of felt it with us this year. We had kids and we had it, and I think you thought we could do it. I don't know how anybody could beat Indiana. I don't know how anybody could beat Indiana, not only because of X's and O's and players. I just don't think they could lose, and that's more important than maybe anything.
Yeah. So being a high school coach in PA, you obviously had many connections with Joe Paterno, then James Franklin. What kind of connection do you have with Matt Campbell, now the new Penn State head football coach?
Yeah, I met a lot of the Penn State staff years ago with Coach Henzis. I met a lot of them, so great guys there, and obviously Coach Paterno, an honor to meet him years ago. And then Coach Franklin, great coaches there, a lot of coaches, very good coaches. I'm hopefully going to get to meet the Penn State coach this coming Thursday, one of the assistants.
Oh, great.
Is coming to our school. Had some contact with him today, and he's going to come. I'm sure he's going to come, not just coming to our school, but he's going to come around the area. And
That's
we
great.
want him to meet a couple of our players, of course, that we've mentioned here tonight. So it'd be great to meet him. I heard this new coach is a really good man. And great football coach, right? That's what we want. So I'm excited to meet him, and hopefully we'll meet him in our football clinic, that we're going to have in Harrisburg. Down the road, he comes to that. So it'll be interesting to meet him. Obviously, you wish him the best of luck. I'm a big Penn State fan, of course, and it'd be great to see us back in there. James Franklin did a great job. Let's not forget that, Steve, too. I don't know what happened at the end. I don't know all that stuff and what everybody says, but let's not forget the totality of what he did at Penn State. He has a great winning percentage, and a lot of the big games didn't go his way. Not a great record against ranked teams.
Yeah.
Had a great career and won a lot of bowl games and a lot of games for Penn State. I think sometimes when teams or coaches or players leave, we just tend to say, okay, well, if you're not with me, you're against me, and no, let's really celebrate what he did like we celebrate what Tomlin did, celebrate what Franklin did. Maybe it was time. Sometimes, again, there's that shelf life. And now you move on to the next coach. Franklin's going to do a great job. You know that at Virginia Tech. You know that. He's going to recruit well. He's killed the Penn State recruiting class. Let's respect what he did, and let's respectfully move on. But this new coach seems exciting. It seems like the kids at Iowa State loved him and played for him, and he's very respectful. He's a very emotional guy, which is something I like because I cry all the time now when I'm talking about game football. So,
all right. So last question. I know it's something you plugged earlier. I don't know if people got the snippet of when you mentioned it, but your first scrimmage, and this is going to be in August. I don't have the exact date. This when the season starts, but you have the Shamokin Indians with Logan Steele and Coach Persing coming up to your place on a Saturday morning. High school football scrimmage.
That's right.
You can't sell tickets, but you do want to open up the concession stand and invite the public to come out and watch probably two of the best high school football teams in the state, scrimmage and ready to kind of kick off the season.
I don't know if we're going to be that type of team in the state. We'll see. We got a lot of work to do. So maybe they will. I don't know if we will. I know it's two of the best players in the state in a Cole West and their player. He's a great player. Fast.
Logan Steele.
Yeah, Logan Steele.
Yeah.
He's fast. I talked to their coach already. Don't know how much we'll see him. Don't know how much we're going to see a Cole West either. We'll see how that goes. But 11 o'clock Saturday morning, I think the season got moved back a little bit, so it's going to be like August 21st, 22nd range. We moved the scrimmage to 11. We needed a scrimmage because Wilkes-Barre, we're playing in the regular season now. So we put some calls out.
Yeah, the schedules have changed.
They've changed. A new cycle, right? So we usually scrimmage Wilkes-Barre, which is a great scrimmage with Ciro and a great program, and we look to have them back again. Love him. So I think that will be a great scrimmage for us, a state contender. He told me right on the phone. He goes, Coach, I'm telling you, we're going to be really, really good. And I said, well, I can't tell you that we're going to be really, really good. I got to see us first, see what we're doing. So that will be a great scrimmage to test our mettle and get us ready. And I think it's going to be that August 21, 22nd time frame, 11 o'clock in the morning. Then we'll go down there the following year.
Yeah.
But exciting, different.
Yeah.
Something different, something new.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a little bit of excitement in the town. Probably get more first scrimmage than you usually do. We're going to open up the concession stands. Let's let the boosters make some money because they're so good to us in our community at North Pocono. And let's have a little fun. And then we follow up with Berwick the following week.
Yeah, I was able to go up to Factoryville with Coach Jervis. So it was a tri-scrimmage. It was Lackawanna Trail, Tunkhannock. I'm sorry, Lackawanna Trail,
Lehman.
Lake Lehman, and then Pittston. So it was Pittston's defense, Trail on offense. Toss to Isaac Ryan. He hurdled a kid and took it in 50 yards. They only had half the field, but that was kind of a sign of things to come to see those teams kind of go at it in that tri-scrimmage.
It's fun. Listen, you get to test yourself against good competition, just like we did with Wilkes-Barre. Just different. It's not in our league now. It's not in our area. They're supposed to be really good. So it's going to be exciting to see. It'll be something to come to and see. And the kids will wake up on a Saturday morning knowing like, well, what a different schedule for us, what a different challenge. And we're excited about that. Then we followed up with Berwick. The following week is our opener. I don't know if it's home or away yet. We didn't get that yet. But we followed up with Berwick. So we go Shamokin and Berwick to start the season in competition. That's great, right?
That is great.
And then with our schedule come with Abington coming and then DV and Prep and Valley View, and then we throw Wilkes-Barre in there. Wow. What a challenge, right? So we're really, really excited for the season just to see what we could do. And sometimes I think climbing the mountain is really hard, right? And it was for us. But staying there might be harder, right? So we're going to have to be better and stronger. So we better get in that weight room and we better work hard because there's a lot of expectation, but we've earned that expectation with what we've accomplished, and we're excited about that.
Coach Dolhon, Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having me on our program.
Thanks for joining us here on the Sports Spotlight.
Yeah,
all right. Have a great season coming up. All right, that's it for the Sports Spotlight here with head coach Greg Dolhon. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.